Have you ever wondered why it seems like so many people in the church are stuck in financial struggle while the pastor and leaders seem to be living it up in luxury? It's a harsh reality that many people don't talk about, but it's something that quietly woven into the fabric of many religious communities and cults. In this video, we're going to dive deep into how some churches condition their followers to stay in poverty while the pastors and church leaders rake in millions. They're going to explore the psychological and spiritual tactics that keep congregants given even when they can barely make ends meet, and how this dynamic has led a huge wealth gap between the pastors at the top and the people at the bottom. Stick around as we break down the system, the money flow, and the way these practices have shaped the lives of countless churchgoers. If this sounds eye opening, hit that like button and let's get right into it, y'all. So, you guys, listen up. For many of you who know me, you've probably been seeing some of my videos as of late, and you're probably thinking to yourself, Nick, man, what's going on with Nick? What's going on with brother Nick? Why is he always talking about money now, always talking about crypto? And I'm gonna tell you why. You know, Unlike some people out there, I am one who believes that as children of Israel, as children of the Most High, you should not only be prospering spiritually, right? We have enough of that. Excuse me. We have enough of that. We have a bunch of people here trying to help you prosper spiritually, but they could care less where you at mentally, psychologically, physically, and let's not talk about financially. You sure know they don't care about you concerning that. I'll use my example for you know for a quick bit. Many of you know that I was part of Straitway, and the thing that was so interesting when I was in that religious cult, I remember that they would have the members slave countless hours. And they'll throw little messages here and there, which is, I'm using Straightway, but this is literally how many religious cults operate. They will throw, phrases to kind of boost up your spirits. You could do all things through Christ, right? That strengthens you. They'll throw some of these encouraging, sermons here and there, sprinkle it. But then on the flip side, they will throw in, oh, none of the people ever wish to leave the communities, right? Oh, our people, they don't even have a desire to go to college. They don't have a desire for this and that, right? And, so in one breath, they telling you that you can do all things, but in the other breath, you shouldn't have even the desire. Listen to what I'm telling you. You should not even have the desire, right, to want more, to do more. That your whole existence is simply, kumbaya, working on the land, on these communities, opening your Bible. And hear me out, right? For those of you who are immature, you might say that, isn't that what it's about? Look, Yah is absolutely, anybody who knows me, y'all would know that my first love is the Most High Yah. You can look at the content that I make. That's evident. But in the process of you serving the Most High, what's wrong with you prospering? In particular, financially. It's almost like for someone to even speak in such a way, it makes people cringe because you've been so psychologically beat down from years and years of religion. They have made you to believe that if you are somehow rich, that you are somehow wicked or you're not doing right or whatever the case may be. And that couldn't be any further from the truth. That couldn't be any further from the truth. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Let's actually show my screen real quick. And I want to show you something, right? If we go to just the Blue Letter Bible and I type in the word rich, right? I've done this many times, but look at these. Look, the word rich, let me show you guys, occurs 81 times in 80 verses in the KJV, right, in the Bible. And the very first time the word rich is used, look at what it says. It says Genesis 13:2. And Abram was what? Not only was he rich, it says he was very rich. But in what though? In cattle, in silver, and in gold. Right? So the very first time the word rich is even mentioned in the Bible, it's pertaining to our father Abraham. And let's not even talk about, Job, all the sustenance that he had, all the substance he had. Let's not talk about, David. I mean, he's a king after all, right? Solomon. Oh, but Jesus didn't have a place to lay his head. Are you guys thinking right now? I want you guys this is what I mean. This is why that mindset is what gets people stuck in religious cults. You see, because you simply regurgitate, right? You regurgitate things, and I don't even think I'm saying it right. Am I even saying it right? Regurgitate. Yeah, that's the word, right? Yeah, you regurgitate. You regurgitate things, and it sounds cute. Oh, Jesus had no place to lay his head. Do you guys understand that Jesus probably was the richest of them all? Do you guys remember when they apprehended him and they were telling him, oh, how about you call down the angels? And he's like, look, I'm not in my kingdom. Jesus was not even in his kingdom. In other words, after all, if Jesus was in his kingdom, yeah, he said, I'll do all those things. I have the angels coming down, fighting for me on my behalf and all that stuff. He said, I'm not in my kingdom. In other words, Jesus is a king, y'all. But you only want to select the verses that help support your dogma, your religiosity in believing that it's okay to be poor. I mean, when we make it into the kingdom, y'all, think about it. We're literally going to be walking on streets of transparent gold. So anyway, getting back, right? So when I was in Straitway, I remember where, you're bought in. They buy you in on a dream, right? Hey, we could grind, we could bust our ass, and we're gonna put our money together, and we're gonna buy land, and we're gonna do X, Y, Z, da 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 da, right? And is there something wrong with that? No, but it's not until you in these communities and you start seeing the transactions, and I'm using that word very carefully. You start noticing the transactions that's actually taking place where you, the quote unquote lay member, you're giving up your most valuable resource. I want you guys to understand what I'm talking about. If anybody knows something, please put it in the chat. What is your most valuable resource? Would it not be your time? I see someone in chat, Alan Ebri. Time, there you go, my brother. Time. That's your most valuable resource. Look, check this out, y'all. As much as you love your family members, you can always find other people. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just a reality. If you lose somebody in your life, you can replace them with somebody else. Even the money. If you lose money, you can always make more money. Right? There's not a single thing in this world that you cannot replace. But time, you better pay close attention to the time that you're given, because that's literally your life. And here you are as a lay member, constantly slaving away. Not only are you going working 40 hours at a job, but then you coming back to the communities, right? You slaving for them. And churches, you don't even gotta be in a cult. I mean, you don't gotta be part of Straitway. This happens even in regular churches. How many of you guys used to be Christians, and you exchanging your most valuable resource, your time, to get paid at a job, and then you still end up having to come back to your quote unquote church, and then you're doing community service, you're doing this, all of that, and then you paying your tithes on top of that, right? It's always giving more of yourself, giving more and more and more of yourself. Chris Briggs, bless you, bro. Right? You're always giving more and more of yourself. And you're wondering why you can never get ahead. Your family's struggling, but you're wondering why you can't get ahead. So then, okay, so what helped me get out? I'm telling you what helped me get out. What helped me really, escape religious cults. Money, finance, and investing. That's it, y'all. Let it rain, y'all. Let it rain. Now, you see, for many of y'all so damn religious because I did this. Oh, y'all lose me mind. Oh, Nick, what's going on with brother Nick? Look at that, he's the love of. No. I'm doing that on purpose. Because if you're so religious to the point where you think that you can't prosper, you don't got to be here. Hey, Royal House of David, Church State, bless you. That's right, y'all. For all the haters out there, y'all can sample this. We all about this money. Right? Yeah. For all the religious folk out there who are they hear the talk of money and they cringe, I could go. Because I'm all about helping my brothers prosper in all areas of their life. It's amazing. You guys probably saw the thumbnail. I posted up these mega pastors, right? And you see them flying in the jet. You see, they live in their life, y'all. But you not living your life. They get to go on these vacations. I think I was seeing on Facebook where people are trying to attack Pastor Dow. Listen to this, y'all. They attacking Pastor Dow facetiously by saying they're giving him an award by saying that he's taking the pastor that has taken the most vacations in a year. And you know what I say to that? He should. Yeah, he should. He should take vacations. Oh, Nick, man, you defected. No. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. He deserves to do that. I mean, that's just common sense. Okay. let me try to help you guys understand something, right? About finance. You see, when you exchanging your time and you're using a physical resource, your muscles, and hoping to gain a spiritual outcome, which is wealth, you're deceived. You're taking time and you're trying to use a physical resource, which is your muscles, to obtain a spiritual result. You are deceived. You've been got. Anybody, if you think that you are going to somehow become wealthy or rich by working, we probably hear the terms 9 to 5, the rat race, and all these other terms that they throw, the matrix, you name it. You're going to continue to stay in those paradigms because you think that you are going to somehow work your way out of it. You are deceived. You see, this is what you need to understand, right? In order for you to finally have a quality life, some of you probably want to do more with your life. Some of you probably have dreams and aspirations. You're probably looking at your child and you probably want more for them that you were given. You probably want to buy that house that you always wanted. You probably want to move in that neighborhood you always wanted to go to. And you probably would never be able to accomplish it because of your mindset. It's unfortunate. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Some people believe, listen very carefully when I say this, some people actually believe that they are poor because they are broke. No. You are broke because you are poor. Poor household. You're poor in your mind. You have a poor man's mindset. That's why you're broke. It's not because you have a lack of money. You have a lack of know-how. You have a lack of aspiration for yourself. So getting back to the point, right? When I was in these communities, and I've shared this with you guys before, right? Like how I got out. Many of you probably know that the portion of my testimony where I said, I started reading the book more for myself, right? What I didn't tell you is what actually triggered that, though. So I'm gonna share with you guys what triggered that, right? So as I'm living on these communities, right, or homesteads, whatever, and I'm seeing the transactions taking place. I'm seeing how certain people are benefiting off of the labor of others. And I'm peering out into this, and I'm just like, this is extremely interesting. This is extremely interesting. And I remember when, I had gotten my wife pregnant, and I was thinking to myself, I didn't know at the time. I didn't do, the ultrasounds and all this other stuff. I didn't know if it was going to be a boy or girl, but I was just, looking at her belly and thinking to myself, Nick, is this what you desire for your child to be? Is this what you desire? And I'm going to make it more clear. Is slavery all you desire for your child to have, for your child to inherit? And that's essentially what you have done when you don't ever think about money, finance, and investing. One of the best things to do when it comes to investing, some of you only think about money. How about you invest in yourself? Hence why I said I started opening that book. I see Alan Eby with a beautiful statement, right? But Nick, what profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? You see? And I'm glad you put it. And I know your heart, my brother. So I know you saying that to bring for edification. Yeah, that's exactly what they preach to you, right? In a lot of these religions. Oh, you're gonna gain the whole, or you're gonna lose your soul. But you see, if that's the case, then explain to me those verses where it talks about money answereth all things. Explain to me verses where it says that, let me go to it. Right? Let me go to it. Because this is exactly what I'm talking about when I was saying that, I was peering into my child's life, in the womb, right? You have money answer, right? Did I spell it wrong? Let me go to Google or something. Maybe Google money answer. There you go, right? Ecclesiastes 10:19. Right? A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. And I'm gonna peer out into that, y'all. Why? Because again, some of you have children, and you desire for them to take that music course, or to take that gymnastics course, or to take that swimming course, to go to that good school, right? That can open up opportunities and doors for them. But guess what? Yeah, because of your mindset, you don't even realize that how else are you going to accomplish that? Aren't you going to have to invest in your child? Aren't you going to have money is going to answer that problem for you guys? Money. Let's just keep it a buck. There's people out there that invested in themselves, and it's a transaction. Do you expect somebody that spent thousands of dollars in school to learn a skill set and to just give it away free? Is that reality, y'all? How is people going to make a living? No, so they're going to charge you. They're not going to give you those gymnastic classes for free. They're not going to give you the swimming courses for free. And neither should they. Neither should they. Because You got to understand, when they're working, what are they actually giving up? They're giving up their most valuable resource, which is their time. So they're going to charge you. And that's what they should do. And unless you become mature in your mindset to understand that everything in life is a transaction, then money is going to answer your problem. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Money is the root of all evil. Yeah, no. It didn't say that, y'all. It said the love of money is the root of all evil. The love. Right? So let's go back to the word. You know, I'm going to bring the word now. Right? So let's actually read it. Because what helped me wake up out of this stuff, right? Right? Let's read it. I hope Proverbs 13:22. Let's go there. Right? A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. So look at that, even in that verse. You see, some of you guys, like I said, y'all so damn religious. How in the world, if wealth and finance and being rich is so wicked, why is it going to be transferred onto you? Why is it going to be laid up for you? If you're even righteous, by the way. If you're even righteous, how is it going to be laid up for you? Why would the Most High give you something that is wicked? No, because it's not wicked, y'all. It's just a tool. It's just a vehicle whereby you can accomplish the things that you need to accomplish. It's going to take some finance, though. But it says a good man leave an inheritance for his children's children. Some of you, this is what I mean, y'all. Some of y'all grew up in such shitty conditions. And let's talk about it, right? Because this is my honest belief. I think this is the reason why many people are drawn to religion. I really do. I really believe that a lot of times people, they peer out into the lives of the pastor and they see how this pastor is driving the fancy car and living in that fancy house and has the beautiful wife and all this other stuff, right? They see these things and they envy it. Yeah, they envy it. They envy it so much that they're gonna try to stay in that system. They're gonna try to stay in that church, right? And they believe that somehow, maybe if I just apply some of that pastor's teachings in my life, I'm gonna be just like him. So let's bring it to Straitway. I've already exposed this, man. I know this for a fact. A lot of these men that stay in Straitway, deep down inside, is because they too wanted to be on top of the food chain. I know this for a fact. Right? Yeah, hey, what's your podcast? Shalom to you, my brother. Shalom. Brother Ryan, Barack in the house, right? At EB, because I can give it to the bishop and my seed offering will come back to me tenfold. Yeah, yo. Do you guys understand? I remember when I was a Christian, I used to see this. I think his name was Rob Parsley. I don't know if you guys remember that pastor. He was big time back in the day. And I remember Rob Parsley. I think that's his name. This dude, you guys, I can't make this up. This televangelist said he opened up to a random verse. He opened up to a random verse in the Bible. And because I think it was chapter 7, verse 77, or something along those lines. It was like chapter 7, verse 56, or something along those lines. You know what this guy said? He said that, oh, I think this is a sign. God is telling me that some of you gotta sow a seed of $756 just because it was chapter 7, verse 56. Some of you gotta sow a seed of $756. And people buy into that. The Royal House of David Church and State. To your point, brother, it's often said money is the plasma of the carnal world, whereas the love of the Messiah is the source of everlasting life. And you're right. You're right, my brother. You're right. So let's actually talk more about it, y'all. Let's talk more about it. Because this is the thing, right? Let's go to some of these verses. Right? You know, some people, y'all all probably read this. Matter of fact, I don't know why it seems like it's not. Okay, let me go to Google. Sorry, y'all. Right? Look at that. Ephesians 5, verse 15, I believe. Let's actually read it together, y'all. 5, verse 16. I want to actually go to the Blue Letter Bible, Ephesians 5. Bear with me, y'all. Ephesians 5, verse 16. And this is something I really want to show you. You guys probably read this all the time. Look at what it says, right? I'll start from verse 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. You see, so this is what I'm calling all of you guys to be today. Be wise individuals. Don't be fools. What it says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Redeeming the time. When you guys look behind the word redeeming, right? That's Greek number 1805. And I want you to see something. What does it say? What does it say? By payment of a price to recover from the power of another, to ransom, buy off, right? Metaphorically, of Christ freeing the elect from the dominion of the Mosaic law and the prince of the vicarious death. Look at number 2, to buy up for oneself, for one's use. Why do we always look past these things? So it says redeeming the time, and notice in 2 instances, I'm showing you where it says literally to buy. You see, and this is what I mean. Do you desire more for yourself? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working a 9 to 5. For all my 9 to 5, workers out there, this is something. My wife made me a nice smoothie, y'all. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. I technically work a 9 to 5, right? But if you see me here, I'm on my break, and this is why I actually love the job that I do, because on my break, I get to do this. On my break, I get to do this. I have a lot of free time, and you got to understand, y'all. You see, I understood a long time ago that my time was valuable. So why would I work 40 hours to make X amount of money when I could work 3 hours and make the same amount of money? Whoa. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe for some people because they're so engrossed. Like, oh man, I gotta bust my ass, I gotta work hard, and that's what I'm saying. You're never gonna get the point because you're trying to use a physical resource, your muscles, your body, to obtain a spiritual outcome, which is wealth. Wealth is spiritual, y'all. Believe it or not, wealth is a spiritual outcome. You see, and Yah, from the very foundation of the world, he desired his people to have dominion over what though? Over everything. Go read Genesis 1 for yourself. I've done that so many times on this channel. I'm probably blue in the face. Yah designed us to have dominion over everything, and here you are, you're struggling with your bills. You're struggling to give your children the finer things in life. And you think that if you even think that way, if you even think in that direction, that somehow you're wicked. I don't see it. I don't see it. And then I'm reading verses 2 where it says, redeem the time for the days are evil. Do you understand? It's almost like when in the book of Acts, right? You had the apostles saying things like, man, we don't got time to be dealing with, the daily administration of the widows, man. Because we got to, and you see how they value their time? We don't got the time to be dealing with daily administration of the widows. You go find someone to do that while we, we concentrate ourselves in the reading and understanding of the law, the word. You see how they value their time? You see, in other words, and what? Are they wicked because they didn't attend to the widows? No. That's not what it's saying. But they had other things they had to attend to because everybody only had 24 hours in a day. And you will be a fool if you're spreading yourself thin, which is what takes place in these religious cults. I'm telling y'all from experience. This is what takes place in these religious cults. You're going to be working all day at your job to come back to this homestead or community just to work your ass off again, and you're wondering why you're always tired. You're wondering why you don't have no time to pour into your family. You're wondering why you're not experiencing any spiritual breakthrough. Maybe because you're exhausted as hell. Maybe there's no deliverance taking place in your life because you actually are the one who's truly carnal. Because everything in your life, those of you who are stuck in these communities, all your time is consumed with work. I used to be in these homesteads, and I would literally see men struggling to find time to just pour into their families. Now you explain to me, I'm wicked because I don't want to waste all my time working a 9 to 5. I'm wicked because I have more time to pour into my family. I'm wicked because while I'm sleeping, I want to invest in something, crypto, stocks, bonds, ETFs. I want to invest in something that while I go to sleep, it makes me more money. I'm wicked. I want to share something with y'all, right? This is coming by the way of the book of Joshua. And if anybody knows about the book of Joshua, you will know that this is like parallel with Genesis, right? And many people, all they see is that the children of Israel, when they were in Goshen, or rather I should say they were in Goshen at one point in time, and then they were put into captivity with the Egyptians, right? When their brother Joseph had passed away. But this is what I want you to understand. The book of Joshua actually explains why they were able to go into captivity. Look at what it says here. All right? Look at what it says here. All right? This is book of Joshua chapter 69, and I'm going to start at verse 4. And it says, and when Pharaoh, king of Egypt, saw the counsel which Balaam had advised respecting the children of Israel did not succeed, but that they still were fruitful. Oh, here's that word again. Multiplied. Isn't that back in Genesis 1, like I said? You see, this is Yah's design for you. This is his design for you, to be fruitful and to multiply. And while I'm there, this is what let me touch on this too, right? You see, because this is what's taking place. You guys are literally, and if you see lights flickering, that, I'm in the library, I don't control the sliding. But you see, some of you guys, you got to understand that in the eyes of the Most High, you are literally a fruit. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. You are literally a fruit. You are your greatest commodity. You are your greatest commodity. And this is why you are deceived. You are deceived because rather than being fruitful and multiplying for your household, you are allowing another man to have the preeminence over your home. You're allowing another man to have dominion over your home. And they are feasting off of you being the fruit. They are feasting on you and your potential so that they can benefit. You deceive. Oh, Nick went back into the world because he's talking about money. Yeah, I'm talking about money. I'm trying to help us people to not have a poor man's mindset. We've been dealing with that for I don't know how long, y'all. For ages. If we could just go back to the transatlantic slave trade alone, that's over 400 something years. Where all you've been hearing is the oppressor. All you've been hearing is the oppressor beat you down with these same verses, by the way. Again, these religious cults have been existing for years. They use the scriptures. Servants, obey your masters. Servants, obey your master. And you don't think that you have any opportunity to actually grow and elevate in life. You think that the ceiling for you is being in submission to this other man. Mind you, how in the world are you going to be fruitful and multiply? So you're going to bust your ass, and then they're going to profit off of your hard work. So, as I said before, some people are saying, oh, Pastor Dow takes the most trips, as a pastor. And like I said, as he should. Because if he was, and I use this word very loosely, but if he was smart enough to benefit off the labor of other individuals, why would he waste his time? Why would he waste his time working? That's not how rich people think. That's not how rich people think, y'all. That's not how rich people think. Which one of you, and some of you may want to try to prove a point, and like I said, if you want to think like that, then hey, that would be foolish. But if any one of you guys were billionaires, which one of you would want to waste your time working at Walmart? The whole point as you elevate in any food chain, you're going to start to delegate more work to the people beneath you so that you free up your time. That's again because time is the most valuable resource. It's your most valuable commodity. So you here, you trying to attack $1,000 and be buffering. Oh, he's going on all these vacations as he should. How about you go on vacations? That would be my answer. You have the ability, by the way. I mean, you have the same 2 hands, the same 2 feet. You have 2 lungs. Praise God. Right? You have a brain. How about you go on vacation? How about you create something for yourself, do something for yourself that can generate you enough money so that you could support your family, so you could be a good man and leave an inheritance for your children's children. You could buy those classes, those courses for your children that you always desired. You could go on those vacations that you always desired. How about that? Oh, no, don't come to me with that. You see, that's what I mean. You see, this is what helped me. That mindset right here is what helped me escape religious cults. When I realized, like, oh man, dominion is mine. Yeah, blessed me with 2 hands, and you know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I always knew that. We all know that. But do we actually understand the spiritual significance of that? If when you realize that you have the potential, the same potential as everybody else in this world, and you desiring more for yourself does not make you wicked. Because the same people who are saying you wicked, they got money. These same people pointing the finger at you, claiming that you somehow went back in the world, they got money. They driving the nice car. They living in the nice houses. They are lording over other people and all this other stuff. They the ones doing it. So that's why I'm not gonna waste my time with the opinions of other people anymore. Now, if you think that I'm somehow going back into the world because I actually care about money, finance, and investing, hey, go ahead. But I'm gonna let you know that mindset literally helped me get up out of that cult. That's just a fact. And let's read it though. Let's go back because we're not done. Let's actually read it. All right. But so in other words, they realized, the Egyptians, right, that the council of Balaam respecting the children of Israel did not succeed, but that still they were fruitful, multiplied, and increased throughout the land of Egypt. So what did they do? Look, what did they do, y'all? Verse 5. Then Pharaoh commanded in those days that a proclamation should be issued throughout Egypt to the children of Israel, saying, no man shall diminish anything of his daily labor. Oh man. My fault, y'all. No man shall, let me see if I can find it. No man shall diminish anything of his daily labor. Right? Verse 6. And the man who shall be found deficient in his labor, which he performs daily, whether in mortar or in bricks, then his youngest son, shall be put in their place. And the labor of Egypt strengthened upon the children of Israel in those days. Man, do you guys see this? I'm reading this for a reason. If you do your research, that is one of the tactics of religious cults. They want you to work all day and all night. Why? Because you're going to become so fatigued. You're not going to have the time to pour into your family. You're not going to have the time to focus on Yah. You're not going to have the time to consecrate yourself for prayer and fasting. You're not going to have that time, right? You're not going to have that time. That precious time that you could have been using in service to the Most High, now all your time is given to labor. Right? Sorry, someone's calling me. Right? All your precious time is given to labor. So how are you going to ever grow? How are you going to ever flourish if your mind is always given to work? So this is, notice the Egyptians were putting more work on the children of Israel, and they said that, let's go back to how they phrased it, because I can't say it any better than the way they laid it out. Look at what it says. And the labor of Egypt strengthened upon the children of Israel in those days. You see, in other words, it's not that the Egyptians could reach this status on their own accord. No, the Egyptians reached that status because they were reaping the rewards off the back of the children of Israel, aka these communities, these pastors in these mega churches. They are benefiting off the labor of the lay members, right? And that's why, and if you diminish in your work, have you ever noticed? Oh, the slothful servant. They always preach these things. So, oh, you're a wicked servant. You're slothful. You're disobedient. And then they force you to go back to work. They want you to go work to work. If anybody ever lived in these communities, please chime in. I remember I used to observe the sisters, right? And could y'all believe that like the head sister, which whatever that means, they were just married to, the leader, right? But you would have these head sisters berating the sisters underneath them. Why? Because they didn't wash the dishes, or if they didn't, sweep up properly, or whatever the case is. And you would damn near think that there was a law that was broken. I kid you not. I literally came in the house one time and I saw the head sister screaming. I'm talking about to the top of her lungs at another sister. First of all, that sister is not that other sister's head. That's not her property. Why in the world is she raising her voice at another sister to begin with? Right? And that's not to say that a man should do that. I'm just saying, but damn, why is this sister screaming at another sister as if she owns this girl? Because that's what they do believe. They do believe they own you when you're in these religious communities. So she's here screaming, and I was just like, yo, what happened? What law was broken? And when I found out it was because of some chore, the first thing that came to my mind is like, yo, where is that in the law? Where's this law that says thou shalt not leave the dishes unclean? Where's this law that thou shalt not leave the socks on the floor? Now, again, I'm not saying be dirty, nasty, funky ass people, y'all. That's not what I'm saying. But God damn, are you gonna lose your mind? You lose your soul salvation for a pair of socks, for some dishes in this? Come on. But this is how they operated. Why? Because they want to put so much emphasis on daily labor, on work. I wish they had put that same level of concern for someone's prayer life. I would have been more pleased if I came in the house that day and I heard that screaming, why aren't you praying? Why aren't you reading your Bible? I wish I heard that. I wish I heard that. Why aren't you praising the Most High? I wish I heard that. No. Instead, I'm hearing, complaints over chores. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. I was speaking to a brother. I'm not going to mention his name, but this brother was actually living on the land at Straitway, right? And I was, we were talking the other day, and he admitted to me that he heard that some of the leaders over there would just literally make up chores. They would literally convene together and be like, oh, we don't got nothing for them to do. Oh, let's just make up something. Literally. And I was flabbergasted. I heard that, I think it was last week, y'all. I'm not making this up. When the brother told me that, I was flabbergasted, like, yo, because you would damn near think the way the pastor preaches, you would damn near think that, man, that place is the hardest working place in the world. No, there were days where they didn't have no work to legitimately do, and they just came up with work because they were acting just like those Egyptians. Let's go back to that verse, right? And the labor of Egypt strengthened upon the children of Israel in those days. And behold, if one brick was deficient in any man's daily labor, the Egyptians took his youngest boy by force from his mother and put him into the building in the place of the brick which his was. So they put that child in the building, in the place of the brick which the father had left wanting. So in other words, now they're going to kill that child by replacing the brick for that child Why? Because that man, you know, I guess he was falling behind in his daily work. So they threaten your children, y'all. That's what they pretty much saying. They threaten your children. Isn't that a damn shame? So again, y'all, going back to this testimony, and I'm understanding all of this stuff that I'm looking at, and I'm legitimately saying, do I want slavery for my child? The answer was no. The answer was an emphatic no. So going back to the title, right? Money, finance, and investing. Help me escape religious cults. Let me say it again. Money, finance, and investing. The very first thing that I started doing is investing in myself. Started reading the word more. I'm gonna share some other verses, right? Because again, y'all think money's so evil. Let's go check this out, y'all. Let's check this out, y'all. We say this verse all the time. Let's read it. What is it? Occupy, right? We read this verse all the time without no understanding. This is Luke 19:13. This is a very good one, y'all, because we literally read this all the time. Let's start off where it actually begins, right? He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. You see, some of you guys read that and you're probably thinking to yourself, oh yeah, go to work, right? Go to work. That's not what it's saying, y'all. Let's read what the word occupy actually means, right? If we look at the word, look, I'm right here. I'm doing it right in front of y'all. Occupy, that's Greek number 4231, right? Look at that. Pragmatio omahe. Pragmatio omahe. And look at what it says, y'all. Look at the definition. To be occupied in anything, to carry on a business. Business. To carry on a business of a banker or a trader. To busy oneself with example, to trade. So now, and so you read that parable all your life, and you came to the conclusion that it just means I gotta work. I gotta work until he comes. I gotta just do idle work. Mind you, if you actually understand what it truly meant, which I just showed you, it meant to trade, to do business. Many of you guys are sitting on skills that can actually be used for the glory of Yah. Many of you are sitting on skills, on talents, that if you only just invested in those skills and talents, you would be fruitful and you would multiply. And you would be so surprised the blessings that come into your life, because what? You're walking in your purpose. Yeah, you're walking in your purpose. But because you never invest in those skills, you just stay stagnant. You get what I'm saying? Let's read it because it's gonna even go even deeper, I believe. All right. So let's go back. All right. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money. The parable is very clear. They saying he's giving money. Look, they talking about spiritual money. Man, stop. They were giving money that he might know how much every man had gained. And look, it tells you by trading. It tells you what he expected them to do. Trade, y'all. And look, you guys, trust me when I say that, I'm not so carnal to think that it's just crypto. It's not just stocks and bonds. But like I said, some of you guys are sitting on skills and you guys are not even trying to invest in that. So don't come with this old super spiritual stuff about, it's not, everything is not about money. No, how about you just walk in your purpose, y'all? How about you just walk in your purpose? Stop coming up with these lame ass excuses to why you can't do more for yourself. How about you just walk in your purpose? And by virtue of that, by a byproduct of doing that, you're going to see your life actually prosper. by the very nature of you walking in your purpose. And your purpose is, I'm telling y'all right now, your purpose is not to simply build another man's kingdom. The Most High told every single one of us, you be fruitful and multiply. You be fruitful and multiply. Matter of fact, man, the royal house of David Church Estate, occupied, to be full of something, vacant, the inverse of occupied, aka empty. You know what's so beautiful about that? Let me leave it up there. You know what's so beautiful about what he's saying? Because you see, this is right here. I'm glad for that revelation, bro. I'm glad for that revelation. I want to share something with you guys. Because this is what I mean, where we got to stop coming up with these excuses. If we actually go back to, let me go to Blue Letter Bible, and let's just go to Genesis 1, y'all. Let's go to Genesis 1, because this is exactly what I mean, right? No, and what did he say? Occupied, to be full of something, vacant, the inverse of occupied, aka empty, right? Remember that he said that, y'all. I have to look at this screen so I can actually read it. But let's actually go back to Genesis 1, because look at what it says. It said, in the beginning, Yah created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. Void. And when you look behind that word, void, let's read it. Let's read it. Look at that. Look at that. Void, emptiness, void, waste. You see, so even in creation, this is what the Most High was dealing with. If being empty, if being void, if being in waste was such a good thing, then why did he undo that by creation? The very nature of creation. Thank you, my brother, for that. The very point of creation was to overthrow all this emptiness and void. You have to occupy, because in the process of you guys occupying, in the process of you actually walking in your purpose, you're going to be fruitful and you're going to multiply. You're going to replenish, just like Genesis 1 says, you're going to replenish the earth. You guys are sitting on your talent. You guys are sitting on these skills that the Most High, the Most High gave some of you guys visions. The Most High gave some of you guys dreams that you allowed to simply just die because another man said, oh, nobody wants to leave these communities. These communities are like heaven on earth. Lies. Because if it was heaven on earth, then why is that same individual taking all these vacations? So they have you to believe that you should not have any aspirations. Meanwhile, their very life is proven that they have aspirations. Our inheritance is in the kingdom. So why build a house? Why build a mansion if your inheritance is in the kingdom? I'm trying to help you guys to think, y'all. So they're building their mansion. They're building their life off of the back of others. And I'm trying to tell you guys, you build your life. How? You're going to need money, finance, and investing. Oh, Nick, I just need God. I just need Jesus. Okay, bro. Jesus is giving you the tools. Let's go back to that verse. Because that's Jesus giving the parable, by the way. I mean, he gave you the parable. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained. Are you gaining, or are you guys stagnant? Are you guys gaining? Are you guys multiplying? Or are you guys stagnant? And this is how you're going to gain. You need to do some type of trading, y'all. You need to occupy. Do some business. Luke 19:16. Then came the first saying, Master, thy pound have gained 10 pounds. You see, look at that. He's increasing, y'all. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in very little, thou hast authorities over 10 cities. You see the blessing? And the second came, saying, Master, thy pound have gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise unto him, be thou also over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Master, behold, here is thy pound, which I have laid up in a napkin. You see, you know what this napkin is? You know what that napkin is in today's age? The bank. Oh, Nick is talking about money again. Yep. That's what it is, y'all. That's what it is, y'all. The bank. Hey, brother JC McClain. Hey, bless you, brother. Bless you dearly. Yeah, that's what it is. You laid up in a napkin and you put it underneath your bed. That's the same thing you're doing in these banks. You put your money in that bank and that money never grows, and you think you're doing something. And then you're gonna start to complain because you. Let's go back. When you look at your child and you don't have enough money to send them to that class, you looking at your wife, you can't go to that restaurant that you always desired. You're looking at your broke down car, you still don't have the ability to repair it. That house. Matter of fact, some of you don't even have a house. Some of you just renting. So how you gonna pass down? You gonna pass down rent to your child? Okay, fine. Some of y'all believe that. Some of you guys actually believe that. You peering out into your family, and you're gonna have the nerve to complain that you don't have enough to provide for them, but you don't think you need to invest? You don't think that you guys, do you understand that $5 in some of these stocks, $5 in some of these cryptos? Again, you don't gotta do crypto. Look, I'm just trying to give you a push, a nudge to do some type of investment. You don't gotta do the investments I do. But do you understand that when something like a crypto, let's say some crypto is like worth, let me do the math. I want you guys to understand the math. I want y'all to understand the math, y'all. Let's show. I'm so excited about this. Let's go, man. Let's go to some calculator or something. All right. I want to show y'all the math. All right. Pay close attention, y'all. You have let's say you have $5. Let's say look at this, y'all. $5. You only have $5. And let's say you purchase something that was worth 0.0000002. All right. You guys, look, some of these cryptos is literally less than $1. And this right here is not far-fetched. Do you know some of you guys with only $5, you would own, how much is this? How many zeros? Let me see, 1,000. 25 million. You guys will have 25 million worth of that individual thing. And do you guys know that if you have that amount, even if this 0.00, let me go further so you guys can see it. This 0.000002, whatever that crypto was, let's say even if it became 0.002, all right? So let's multiply it by 0.002. It didn't even become a full cent, y'all. Let's see how much money you would have made. You would have made $50,000. Your $5 could have turned to $50,000 if you just invested in yourself first, learn the knowledge. Maybe you might have to pay somebody a course or something to learn more about crypto or learn more about stocks. There's some penny stocks out there that work the same exact way. I'm talking about stocks where they literally less than $1. And if you do research and you see the utility behind it, and you see that, oh, you know what, something like this, it may have the potential to grow one day. It don't even need to reach a full dollar. One day, $5 could turn into 50,000. Oh, I think that's far-fetched. What if your $5 turned even to 10,000? Would that suffice? Oh, Nick, that's kind of far-fetched. What if your $5 turned to $1,000? Would that suffice? What if your $5 turned to $100? Would that suffice? What if you guys? I'm trying to get you to think. What if your $5 turned into $10? Is that not still a profit? Rather than keeping your $5 in a bank that you know it's never going to grow. You know it's never going to grow. Let's go into, let's say, even a regular talent or like an actual skill set. Some of you are blessed with the ability of cooking. If you cook for just you and your family, you're wasting money. If anything, you got to buy the ingredients and all this other stuff. You're not making no money off of that. You're losing money, really. But what if that was an actual gift? Some people know how to cook, and there's some people that have a gift. That's their passion, and the Most High put that seed in them. What if you were fruitful and multiplied in that? What if you opened up your own restaurant? Now something that was making you lose money, now you could probably get yourself, you and your family could have financial freedom, all because you actually had the courage and the boldness, right? The righteous are as bold as a lion. You had the boldness to actually open up your own restaurant. And you might not see gains the first year. You might not even see the second year. Many businesses don't see no actual profit. But what if 5 years, your talent was able to generate 6 figures for you and your family? Would that suffice? Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this because maybe I'm speaking Chinese, yeah. Maybe I'm speaking Chinese. Where am I? And another came saying, Master, behold, here is that pound which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And look at how the master responds to him. And he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Now, so funny in this, the man, it has the nerve to say that the master is austere, a very harsh individual. But do you guys got to understand? You see, I'm telling you, y'all, it be the ones that didn't have a damn thing to begin with. They be the ones that don't want to invest. It be the ones that didn't have, this is so crazy, yo. It be the ones that didn't have a damn thing to begin with. They be the ones that complain the most when it comes time to invest. The people that have the most to lose, these people, they put thousands of dollars when they invest. But the people that don't got nothing to lose, they complain. Mind you, you got to understand, y'all. Who gave them the pound or the talent? If you read some other accounts, who gave it to them? Some of you guys that are sitting on your talent, who gave you that talent? The ability to sing, the ability to play instruments, the ability to cook, the ability to teach. And you guys got to understand, I'm not even against a 9 to 5. Some of you guys may actually work for somebody. Joseph was working under Pharaoh, but he still lived out his dream. What if your dream is to become a teacher? What if doing more for your family is just making 70, 80K as a teacher? Isn't that still something if you were actually living out your purpose and pouring into the younger generation? I'm not saying everybody needs to have a business. What I'm saying is that how about you walk in your purpose? Because in walking in your purpose, what's going to come your way? Money, finance, investing. And that's going to help you, escape all the religious dogma, all the religious, sayings that, you got to be meek and you got to be poor and you got to, you got to stifle, you got to dim down your light. You don't got to dim down your light for nobody, y'all. Jesus said, why would you light a candle and put it underneath the bed? Why would you do that? If you've been lit up, right, you need to put it on top so that it can illuminate the whole entire room. Some of you guys are hiding your talents, hiding these gifts that the Most High gave you. But you want to listen to the guy who is actually walking out in their, they're living out their life. And you're going to complain because they're taking vacations. They should take vacations. Maybe you need to take some more vacations. Take your family out on vacations. Take your family out on vacations. Let's keep going. What did it say? And he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taken up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore thou gavest not thou what? Read what is it? Wherefore thou gavest not thou whose money? Whose money? The servant's money? That's not what the master said. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money? You see, again, the pound. How did you obtain the pound in the first place? How did you obtain that gift in the first place? How did you how did you obtain that talent in the first place? It was the Most High that gave it to you. And look at what he said. Wherefore thou gavest not thou my money into the bank, that I might come in, I might have required my own with usury. Now you got to understand, when they use that word bank, they're just simply talking about an income stream, something that was going to take place. Usury, meaning that it's going to gain interest. It's going to gain interest. So when I'm talking about bank and I'm against it, I'm not talking about the bank that was used in this context. Because again, if you put in your money in a bank where you're going to get zero interest, or the interest is so abysmal that you don't see no type of growth, then you fall in this category of a wicked servant. Put your money, put your talents, put your gift in a vehicle where you can allow it to prosper and grow with interest. And he said unto them that stood by, take from him that pound and give it to him that have 10 pounds. And I'm gonna stop right here because many of you guys know that account, but I want you to understand something, right? Have you ever noticed there's people that probably don't even know as much as you do in a particular subject? There's people who may not even be as good as you are in a particular subject, but yet they prospering in that area. Meanwhile, you who is more talented, you have more capabilities, more knowledge, you can't even prosper in that area. Why? Because you never walked in, you never invested in it. You never occupied till he come. Anyway, I'm saying this because, like I said, brother Nick, I'm all about that money. I'm all about this money. Yeah, you can clip that too. Clip that too. I already know the religious folks out there, they probably losing their mind. Yeah, you don't gotta rock with me. Yep, I'm about this money. I'm about this money. Why? Not because I love the money. It's because I know I gotta use that money to answer my power. If I wish to be a good man and I want to leave an inheritance for my children's children, it's gonna take finance. If I want my child to learn how to play it, can I teach him? Sure, I could teach him, but there's people better than me. Why can't I give him an opportunity to be better than I was? I'm not my child's ceiling. Some of you parents out there, y'all so damn cheap. Y'all don't want to invest in your child. You become your child's ceiling. Your child only becomes as good as you are. So therefore, your family as a whole, y'all just remain stagnant. There's no growth. How can your child, who's only as good as you are, do any better for their family? They already see the outcome of it. You their outcome. They're looking at your life and you struggling. So you want yourself to be their ceiling? If you struggling, what's going to happen to your child? Your child's finna struggle. How about you do more for your child? You see, me, those of you who know that I'm a musician, I don't want my child to be as good as me. I want my child to be better. I want my child to be better. I want my child to be better in all aspects. I want them to be more financially stable than I am. I want them to be more intelligent than I am. I want them to be stronger, faster, more connected to the Most High. I want my child to prosper in all things, in all areas. And I'm not going to limit their growth. I don't want to limit their potential. I am not my child's ceiling. And I pray those of you who actually understands my heart, you would hope the same for your child. Because that's how we grow. That's how we multiply. That's how we multiply. There needs to be growth. I want to land the plane because I didn't, I hope I see this. Those of you who are still rocking with me, praise the Most High. But don't let religious folk scare you off from actually wanting more for yourself. Again, educate yourself in the realm of money, finance, being financially literate. Learn about investments. These religious cults, they trying to leech off of you and your potential. They eating you. They eating you up as the fruit, and they the ones that are prospering. They living their best life. Some of these pastors, these mega pastors. If you do, how about you actually finally live the life that some of these pastors are living? It's not a sin. Show me in the law where it says thou shalt not take vacations. Show me the law where it says thou shalt not prosper financially. Show me that in the law. And I truly believe that if we could just break some of these religious dogmas, these sayings that we just blindly listen to over the years. Oh, foxes have dens, birds have nests, but the Son of Man had no place to lay his head. Okay, cool. But Jesus has a whole kingdom. He has a whole kingdom. If he's just spending 33 years of his life in a particular manner, that doesn't mean that this man don't have a kingdom. He has a kingdom. He has a kingdom. And guess what? You have a kingdom too. You have a kingdom too. What does it say? Right? Listen to the word, y'all. Kingdom is what? The king's dominion. It's a compound word. The king's dominion. And Jesus, when they asked him, how should we pray? Jesus told them what? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. What? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Where though? On earth as it is in heaven. You see, that's what you guys don't understand. From the very beginning of time, your purpose as children of the Most High, you were supposed to have dominion. Yes, you're supposed to be reigning on this earth as kings and queens, as priests of the Most High. That's what you were designed to do. You had dominion over everything. And just like the serpent beguiled Eve, where now humanity lost their dominion, you losing your dominion continually when you listen to these shysters that's telling you to give them all your funds and you don't ever desire more for yourself. You've been deceived. I hope this actually shed some light as to what helped me escape. You guys, and again, mind you, I've been using the Bible this whole entire time. Anybody that's like, oh, nigga, yeah, you're right. I do care about money. I do. I don't love money, but I do care. After all, I gotta pay bills. If I didn't care, I'll be out on those streets. You guys gotta use common sense, yo. Don't let nobody trick you into not caring about money. Matter of fact, that's the biggest lie. If none of you guys cared about money, then why you go to work? Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Oh, I don't care about money. Then stop going to work. Live on the street. Don't provide for your family. Be an infidel. You see, by the very nature of not caring about money, you literally breaking the law. It says you're gonna be worse than an infidel if you don't provide for those of your own house. Coming up to me saying that, oh, why, you shouldn't be talking about money, man. Miss me with that, y'all. Anyway, I'm not gonna be. I'm over and out at this point, but I do hope you guys understand my actual heart concerning the matter. Anyway, if you guys did like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, do all that YouTube stuff. And with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is king, y'all.